constantly distracted? Maybe you have trouble paying attention and settling down. Maybe you have ADHD, or maybe you just have a really short goldfish-like attention span. Do you then feel bad or guilty or disappointed with yourself for not getting things done? If this is you, focus in. I'm going to give you 4 steps and then the thing to do after those 4 steps so that you can be laser focused starting right now. Number 1 is make a conscious decision to get focused. Intention is everything, but action is what makes intention succeed. Decide that for the next 3 minutes, the next 5 minutes, the next 15 minutes, whatever time frame you feel that you can manage and be successful at, decide that you are going to do nothing but focus on the thing that it is that you want to focus on. The second thing is to schedule it. Block off a chunk of time to get focused. It could be 3 minutes. It could be 5 minutes. Like I said before, it could be a larger chunk of time, but whatever it is, put it into your calendar, schedule it, and have it there so that you know that by the time you get to the end of that time chunk, you will have accomplished something. If it's a big monumental task like writing a report or studying for an exam or starting a big project or writing a speech or a presentation, or maybe it's cleaning a massive part of your house or renovating it, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's a big monumental thing, then break that down into small manageable chunks that you know, because you know yourself best, that you know would work for you, and then block those in throughout your day. If you can block them in 1 in the morning, 1 at night, 1 at lunchtime, you can block them in over several days, then by the time you get to the end of that time frame, the thing will be done. Imagine. Once you have this big thing scheduled down into bite-sized manageable chunks, you won't have the weight of this giant thing looming over you, stressing you out every day, because you will have a time frame and you will know that by the time you finish doing these intentional focused time frames, you will have this thing done. You will have beaten the beast, or whatever expression you want to use. Where did that come from? You can stop worrying about it if you've got it on your schedule. The third thing is to purposely ignore distractions. Now, not all distractions are bad, and some of them are internal and some of them are external. If you suddenly want to hug your dog, that's an external, the dog is walking by and you have the urge to hug the dog. That can actually de-stress you a little bit. That's not a bad thing. Or getting a drink of water, that's also not a bad thing. Not all distractions are bad, and I know they're framed that way. Sometimes it's an internal distraction, and this is where your intention comes in and you're strategizing around this. And that's why sometimes it might be better to start with smaller chunks of time, because you know you can focus for 3 minutes or 5 minutes on this thing. So you have to do it with intention. You have to purposefully say, I'm not going to look at social media. I'm going to shut off all my notifications. I'm going to put myself in a space where people won't be walking by or talking to me. I'll shut the door, whatever it is, and I will purposefully, intentionally block out distractions so that I can get laser focused. The trick is to be fully present in what it is you're doing for that time frame. If you're getting value out of this, please hit that like button, click that subscribe button, and let's get into the 4th thing and then the thing after the 4th thing. Number 4 is to do it. I would have said just do it, but that's already been done. You've decided to focus. You've blocked out time. You've purposefully ignored distractions. So now is the time to take action. It is like that moment before you decide to jump into that freezing cold lake, right? You just have to go, okay, 1, 2, 3, go. So this is like that moment where you just have to do it. And remember that your future self is going to thank you for it. So what's the thing to do after? Well, it's almost a 2-parter. The first part of the thing to do after is to forget perfection. If you're worrying about perfection, which can paralyze you and prevent you from starting this thing in the first place, then you're not going to get anywhere. So you want to let go of perfection for now. You want to just get something down, just get something started. You can go back and tweak and pretty it up and revise it later. That's just fine. But you have to let go and just be happy that you actually got started. You want to just do your best. The second part of that is to celebrate. Get that to-do list and cross that thing off with great glee and gusto because you actually did it. Now, if it was a large thing that you were doing in little chunks, that's okay. You did part 1. Or maybe it's the 3rd day and you did parts 1, 2, and 3. Yay, you! Look at you go! It will feel so good by the time you get to the end of the series to know that you've done the thing. And I know for me that just even having it all blocked out on a calendar, I can put aside the worry. So I'm not fussing about this thing that's looming over me because I know I've set aside time to do it, and that by the end of the time frame that I have decided, because I'm in control, right? You are in control of that. You can look at that and say, I'm going to have that done by Thursday or whatever, and I will feel relaxed about that, and then I can get on with other things. Just imagine that you will be finished this thing in no time because you will have laser focused for short periods of time, and you will feel so great when you have that thing done. You can do it, my friend. I believe in you. Next, I'm going to offer you a video on how to be more patient with yourself and with other people. So click or tap the video on the screen, and I will see you over there.